Shanti, and a very good morning. We are not having any audio right now because there's some challenge with audio on Zoom at the moment, and we are trying to fix it. So we shall straight away start with the Murli. And today's Murli is dated 22nd of January 1977. So before we start, let's take a couple of moments, a couple of deep breaths, and stabilize ourselves to be completely present and open to what Bab Dada has to convey to us through this Murli. The mind and the soul is completely open and receptive to today's learnings, which is showing up in our sanskar, in our elevation, and helping us move closer to our Divine Father. So today's Murli, dated 22nd January 1977. The title of today's Murli is The Basis of World Transformation is Transformation of the Self. विश्व परिवर्तन का आधार है स्व परिवर्तन. Bap Dada is seeing his flower garden now and has been seeing it constantly. He sees the flower garden from Amrit Vela. Today as well, Bap Dada was looking at the flower garden to see what type of flower each one is. How fragrant, beautiful, and colorful each one is. The example, the analogy that Baba is giving to us to check the quality of our soul is by giving us the example of we as flowers in the garden. Today as well, Bab Dada was looking at the flower garden to see what type of flower each one is. How fragrant, beautiful, and colorful each one is. Whether each one is a bud or from a bud has become a flower. What the speciality of each flower is and what it still needs. You may have become fragrant, but is that fragrance eternal? And does it spread a long way? One type of flower is those whose fragrance reaches you only when you are in front of it, not from a distance. Here too, you have become fragrant, but it is when you go in front of the Father or the souls who are instrumental for service, that there is then that fragrance. You have become fragrant, but it is when you go in front of the Father or the souls who are instrumental for service that there is then that fragrance. However, when you're not doing service, when you are only performing ordinary actions or something for the livelihood of your body, there isn't that fragrance. Some flowers attract from a distance. They attract on the basis of their color and beauty, and not because of their fragrance. Baba saw very few such flowers that were perfect in color, beauty, and fragrance. Color and beauty means to be sensible, whereas to be fragrant means to be essence-full. Color and beauty means to be sensible, whereas to be fragrant means to be essence-full. The majority were sensible. There were very few who were essence-full. You have become servers on the basis of your sense. But there are very few who have become spiritual servers. What is the reason for this? Baba, while being incorporeal, comes into the corporeal and plays a part. But children forget the tool of this mantra, which is that they are also incorporeal souls playing parts to the corporeal. Baba, while becoming incorporeal, comes into the corporeal and plays a part. But children forget the tool of this mantra, which is that they are also incorporeal souls playing parts through the corporeal. They do not have the awareness of being both incorporeal and corporeal at the same time. They either become incorporeal or they stay in the corporeal. You should constantly remember this mantra. And the mantra is the incorporeal is playing a part in the corporeal. The incorporeal is playing a part in the corporeal. This physical world and those physical bodies are your stage. The stage and the actor are separate from one another. The physical world, and those physical bodies are your stage. The stage and the actor are separate from one another. An actor would never consider himself to be the stage. The stage is the support, and the actor is the image of support. He is the master. By considering your body to be a stage, you will automatically experience yourself to be an actor. So, What was the reason? The reason is you do not know how to make yourself detached. Always move along while considering yourself to be a foreigner. Always think that you have come into the foreign land and entered an old body to play the part of bringing benefit to the world. Because you are weak in the first lesson, you have become sensible, but you lack essence. You are not yet essential. There is beauty and color, but neither is the fragrance eternal, nor does it spread everywhere. This is why Bapdada still has to repeat the first lesson. In 1 second, you will be able to bring about self transformation easily. However, first ask yourself, how long does it take for me to transform myself? If any sanskar, nature, words, or connection is not accurate but is wasteful, then how long does it take you to transform the wasteful and make it elevated? If any sanskar, nature, words, or connection is not accurate but is wasteful, then how long does it take you to transform the wasteful and make it elevated? Whether they are your subtle thoughts or your sanskars, is your machinery so fast that you are able to think about something and immediately do it? That you are able to change as soon as you check? Whether they are your subtle thoughts or your sanskars, is your machinery so fast that you are able to think about something and immediately do it? That you are able to change as soon as you check? At the present time, the machinery for self transformation has to be of a fast speed. Only then will the machine for world transformation work fast. At the moment, there's a difference there's a difference between the thinking and the doing of souls who are instruments for establishments. Because the old sanskars of devotion continue to emerge from time to time. In devotion, too, they think and speak a lot. I will do this, I will do that. There's a lot of speaking, but not as much doing. They say that they will sacrifice themselves, but they do not do anything. They say it is yours, but internally they consider it to be theirs. Externally they say, Sab tera hai, it is all yours. But internally they consider it to be that Sab mera hai, that it is mine. In the same way, here too, you think a lot. And when having a heart to heart conversation, you make promises. From today, I will definitely change myself. Today, I am leaving this behind here. Today, I am having this thought. However, there's a difference in saying it and doing it. There's a difference in thinking about it and doing it. In the same way, souls who are instrumental for destruction also think a lot, but are not able to do anything. So now, before becoming equal to the Father, become equal in this one aspect. That is, speed up the machinery of transforming the self. You were told of the mantra or instrument with which to finish this difference. The mantra is I, the incorporeal, am playing a part in the corporeal form. Using this mantra, finish the difference between thinking and doing. There's a need for this. Do you now understand what you have to do? World transformation will take place through self transformation. Do not think about the date for world transformation, but fix the moment for your own transformation. Make yourself complete, and the task of world transformation will be completed. Make yourself complete, and the task of world transformation will be completed. You are the clocks for world transformation. Look at yourselves to see how much time remains before the unlimited night finishes. When the sun of completion rises, the night and its darkness will finish. Should you ask the Father, or should the Father ask you? You are the images of support. To such souls who bring about transformation in a second, to those whose thinking and doing are equal, to those who constantly keep in their awareness the mantra, I, the incorporeal, am playing a part through the corporeal. To those who become complete and the master sons of knowledge, dispel the darkness in the world. To those who are constantly detached and loving to the Father, to such special souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. To such souls, orient yourself to get this blessing from Baba. To such souls who bring about transformation in a second. To those whose thinking and doing are equal. To those who constantly keep in their awareness the mantra, I, the incorporeal, am playing a part through the corporeal. To those who become complete and as master sons of knowledge, dispel the darkness in the world. To those who are constantly detached and loving to the Father, to such special souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And from us children, lots and lots of love, remembrance, and namaste to our dear Baptada. So it's a long Murli. The rest of the Murli we shall continue tomorrow. We take a pause here, take a few moments to reflect on what Baba has been wanting to tell us through this Murli, and then come back to share our experiences, our thoughts, and what we are taking on from now. Om Shanti. Okay, you can unmute yourself and be ready to share.
Om Shanti. I
Yes,
like
bhai.
this. I like this point that make yourself complete, and the task of world transformation will be completed. We souls are the clocks. We Brahmin souls are the clocks for world transformation. But the real work starts from the self. First is the self. To look at yourself to see how much time remains before the unlimited night finishes. Unlimited night within ourselves. The finishing of that unlimited night is what remains in some percentage. So that once that is completed, then the unlimited daylight will emerge, and that will finish all the darkness. So I mean, that's the support which Baba expects from all the souls, especially the Brahmin souls. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Uh, Baba, in this Murli, Baba basically wants, us to become essenseful. Some children are sensible, where they have the Baba compared with the flowers, fragrant and beautiful. Beautiful and colorful. They are the sensible, but fragrant. Some children fragrant is like they are reachable only when they are in front of the Baba, or when we go in front of the flower, then we can experience it. But Baba wants the fragrant to reach a long way. From distance, we should feel it. So for that, we need to be essential. So in order to become essential, then Baba says we need to practice the first lesson. That's where we all lack. And Baba gave us very good method to do that by considering ourselves, the body, stage, and we should experience the soul as an actor. So playing corporeal, playing a part in the corporeal. So that's going to help. I think, and there we can we can understand. I mean, our weakness is basically the weaknesses that we have, right? We should finish everything. So that's where Baba is asking self transformation, that missionary should be fast of making the self transformation fast. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Om Bhai and Vijit Bhai.
Om Shanti, brother.
Yes, sister.
You know, I like the coincidences which happens. I was just trying to find just yesterday Sakar Murli, but I loved the visual scene of Baba spear going, Brahma Baba coming with a closed bud, a big rose, a small rose, an open bud. And I loved the way he had kept it in front of the Gaddi, and then the Murli was being run. Am I a champa or chameli? I was just, or a tangar or an akflar. And I was just really thinking about all those flowers and all. How does Baba really touch nature or animals and then bring us life? And today, when I see the starting itself is, are you a beautiful, colorful, essential flower in the garden of Allah? That's the first coincidence which touched me. And of course, it has to be coincidence as we are reading this one. Then, of course, the first lesson which Baba touches, which is the basis for everything. World, body, stage, support, actor. So much we learned this in the first lesson. You're the driver, the car is who is the driver and what is the machine and all. Even though we have learned it, is it deeply down within me? If not, I have to change. From the flower event runs, I don't know. I was just going through that Murli. How does he jump to the machinery? He's saying, do you have a machinery within you? And which can check and change very fast, because this is what Baba has been emphasizing for the past so many Murlis. Transformation of the self. Change yourself, instill it in yourself before you instill it in others. The difference between thinking and doing. I think these are the thoughts which has been running in the Avyak Murlis. Then Baba touches on our paradoxical statements which we make. You say, Baba, I'm yours, 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 but still we have mine, mine, mine. So when I have such conflicting paradoxical thoughts in mind, how can you be fast? That I like, and how nicely ends with, again, this was in a previous Murli, I am the clock. People will look at me. I'll have to change the dial to time for completion, the sun of knowledge. Beautiful revelation from flower to machinery to clock. Om Shanti.
In fact, this has a connection the yesterday's Avyakta Murli that we read, that where Baba mentioned about the date of final destruction. The answer is here: make yourself complete. That's when it's going to happen. But today, Baba quoted with this think of the date of world transformation. Just that difference. Date of world transformation and the date of destruction, all is going to depend on when we become complete. So we are the clock. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Baba,
brother.
Baba has given us a mantra because mostly children have this question that how to finish the difference between thinking and doing, how to make it simultaneous. The moment I think, I become the embodiment in a practical form. So Baba says that the mantra that I, the incorporeal soul, on the stage, am playing a part as an actor in the corporeal form. But I am not the corporeal form. I am incorporeal. I am unlimited, playing part in the limited world. I am unlimited energy. I am unlimited. I am very powerful. So that's the mantra Baba has given us. And I think this can be churned a little bit more. Om Shanti.
Yes, brother, there was one more thing. In yesterday's Avyaktvani, which was read out, I had shared this, but honestly speaking, I was not very thing with the answers or responses. There Baba very clearly says, said that when you go in front of other people, tell them the destruction has not taken place because that is the instrument souls, are not ready. It's like Baba is saying the thing of not ready is because of you. And today, somewhere or other, he just seems to say that because you're thinking and doing or not, because you're not, your paradoxical statements are there, or because your machinery is not speeding fast, your clock, you're not able to do. Then I asked a question: how long are we going to show this picture to the world of 12 o'clock coming, 12 o'clock coming, 12 o'clock coming? They keep asking, when is destruction? When is destruction? Because this picture of the time clock is what we have displayed with reaching the 12. So I just wanted to understand the game of the drama in this. And also, what was that connection where Baba says, I have to go and tell others I am not ready? Where do I stand?
Would anyone like to throw light on this question?
Om Shanti. I think we all are mini clocks, and the bigger clock, the unlimited clock, is basically that it's dependent on the we all miniature clocks deep inside, whether we have brought the dial to the 12 o'clock position. That is what Baba means. That once we focus on self transformation, the inner clock, then automatically it's a contribution, it's a support to the that unlimited clock also reaching the perfection, that stage. So the work has to be done on the inner stage, and on the stage, I'm an actor. I'm 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 fully focused on my own thinking and doing, rather than for waiting for the others thinking and doing to be equal. I think that's one reflection which I think Baba is trying to bring out. That bring the awareness inwards, and then bring the awareness that I am incorporeal, whether I am every act I'm experiencing the incorporealness, also others also experiencing that incorporealness. That's the real, that's the essence Baba is reflecting. Om Shanti.
So one analogy is coming to my mind, keeping yesterday's Murli and today's Murli together, that there is a vessel which is full of rigid oil stains and which are not getting cleaned just by water. And Baba, through his uh, detergent, I would call uh, the detergent of the reminders that is there, is giving us an access to scrub those oil stains which are so rigid over the last few births, uh, as we got into the Iron Age. Those stains have become so rigid that they have almost become like a part of the vessel. And the readiness that Baba's talking about time and again through Murlis or on a daily basis, whether they are Sakar Murlis or Avyak Murlis, these constant nudges, reminders are actually to destain or to clean up the stains, the rigid stains, which are apparently so much thickened to the soul, that is to the vessel. And that actually it takes the willingness from us souls to let go of that stain. But it is so deeply embedded that it is taking time. It is our grip on, uh, let me say, it is our allowance uh, of Maya's grip on us. And I wouldn't even call allowance, it wouldn't be the right term, because to the extent we have not reached there, let me be truthful uh, and candid in saying this, that we ourselves are not making ourselves ready to move into that transformation. There is a wish, a want, a desire. Everything is there, but that commitment is not yet there. To the extent it is not yet there. Otherwise, it's no rocket science that Baba's talking about. How much time does it take to actually remain in that stage where Baba says that about giving us that we are all incorporeal, playing the part in the corporeal, that we are only actors. We are not the stage. But unconsciously, we get into believing that I am the stage, that body consciousness. The fragrance is there, the essence is there, but it's actually so much covered with the grip of Maya. So until and unless we are not ready from within, anything that is external, as an even the most profound of the learnings, will not make an impact. So Baba has been patient and kind, generous, loving, to constantly uh, keep on giving us these nudges through Murlis every day. But yes, it's time to reflect within, to introspect, and to look at actually our own readiness of letting go of those stains and feeling secured with those stains not being there. May sound paradoxical that how can stains be security? But yes, if you see people around, including ourselves, are okay to suffer because we are secure with those stains, with those sanskars. So that readiness from within, the moment that readiness comes, is that 1 second of self transformation. This is my thought process, which I'm sharing with everyone.
Om Shanti. Just adding on another reflection. So here, the self-transmission, yeah, everyone would like to do it. Everybody have that intense desire, and the key part is the remembrance. That's where the whole changes take place, not alone the knowledge that we
Sorry,
all
I
know.
didn't get that, Vijit. What did you say?
Yeah, the remembrance I was saying. See, the
The
self transmission.
remembrance.
Yeah, the remembrance. So the thing that we lack here is the remembrance. So everyone would like to bring transformation within the self. I mean, that's why we all are here. Otherwise, we would have left long back. Everyone have that strong desire, but some or the other, they when the journey begins, they start losing the interest, or the determination will go down. See, in one of the Murli Baba was mentioning this, power of concentration and power of determination play a vital role in this. So what happens is when we start doing an action and when we don't have this concentration and the determined thought, and as we continue to do this action for some time, and then we kind of get some uh, disinterest, and then leave it. I mean, don't continue with the same determined or with that concentration, and therefore our intellect start wandering. Just take an example of we sit in the remembrance for a long time. Though we wish to sit for a long time, but when we sit in remembrance for some time, maybe an hour or half an hour, our intellect start wandering outside. Just like Papa used to say, children, right, small child, you would try to make him sit in a seat for some time. They sit there for some time and then start fluctuating, start shaking from their seat, and then they try to go away. So here also the same thing is happening. Though we wish to stay in Baba's remembrance, but we are not able to maintain that consistency, how it has to be for a long time. So when we do that for a brief amount of time, only then that transformation within us takes place. But that's not happening. So their concentration power and the determination, where I have to do it with that interest, and I have to do it in a powerful way, so that should be maintained. Otherwise, as we start and doing it for some time, and then we get bored or it doesn't interest us, and then we start fluctuating and leave it, and there uh, we we lack again the power, which means we lack the remembrance. There, uh, the transformation also becomes slow. One reflection I just shared. Om Shan. Thank you.
Yeah, so very rightly you have put it out, Vijit Bhai, and uh, the fortunate part I would call, where we all of us are fortunate, is that we are a part of this family. Okay, so that is the fortunate part, and that is to be always to be standing in gratitude for, that at least we are on this journey of reflection, of self transformation. And this is not as a blame or on any one of us who are not being able to do it to the extent we are not able to do it. It's not like a blame. This is just to get aware of the grip over the last few births that Maya has had on us, how vulnerable we have become, how weak our souls have become in front of Maya. And now, with the spiritual sustenance, we are fighting that Maya. Okay, so we are standing up. But the power of Maya is some multiple times, X times, which is there. And we are slowly, gradually building our immunity, our strength to overpower that Maya. That is the reason uh, the wish, the desire, the want, the will, or whatever you would say would be a challenge, or you'll get it for some time, but again, after some time, it will kind of get weak and Maya will take over again. Otherwise, why would concentration and determination be a challenge at all? Because a lot of our spiritual immunity is getting used in combating and fighting with Maya. So the the only thing that is that the more acceptance that would come in, my perspective is the more acceptance that would come in, and the more the acceptance, the more the detachment uh, out of realization. After that, to that extent, the purusharth becomes effortless. After that, it will not require concentration or determination. After that, that will become embedded as your original sanskar, which has been now at this moment covered with the stains of Maya. Am I making sense, Vijit Bhai?
Yeah, right. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Vimishbhai,
brother. Yeah.
I like the way you're saying we are struggling and all, even though it gave me a picture for you. And to say how this question of no concentration, determination will vanish. But when you just shared earlier, you spoke, my fragrance doesn't reach that other person. And I also related to what Baba has said in the Murli. There are two kinds of flowers. One flower, you need to go in front of it to catch the fragrance.
Mm.
Another flower will get send the fragrance to a distance. If you don't think me to be egoistic, I think what is my wrong if my nature is I am full, I am essence-full, I have everything in me, but the person who has to catch that essence does not come in front of me or does is not able to take my essence. So am I to be blamed? So it's how what to do for that. When you said the fragrance doesn't reach, I'm full. I've got all this. So can it not be even the other person who doesn't take it?
So if I put it another way, if you are full, then the question of blame will not come only. And if the question of blame has come, means you are not yet full. The consideration of whether the other person is not able to get it, why is not able to get it, will not come at all. Like how a flower will never think. A flower with who's having its fragrance, which is gotten from far, it will not think that, oh, this person is not getting the fragrance. Am I to blame? It will not think. It will get keep on doing its job. Like one of the examples that was given in the Murli earlier also was about the sun. The sun doesn't need to prove the way it shines, it just shines. Now, a blind person will not be able to see it. That will not mean that the sun will get a with putting itself in a blame. Where am I to blame if that person is not able to see? It's continuing. That's his original sanskar. It will keep on shining. So we as spiritual souls, elevated souls, or on the path of elevation, is to keep on increasing our virtues, our values, our divine practices, moving away from Maya, acceptance of detachment, I would say. Okay, this is something that is coming again and again to me right now as I'm reflecting within my own self also. Because let me be honest, I also don't have that essence today. I may have the color or beauty, or I may be sensible to a certain extent. I definitely don't have the essence because there is whatever I shared is all connecting with me, myself. I can see the path that I have to cover because I admit there is a grip of Maya in front of which I'm vulnerable today. The moment my need, what Vijit Bhai said about remembrance, the moment we start getting stabilized in remembrance, where that will be the urge or the need of the soul, the more stable you start becoming, consequently, the impact of Maya will start reducing and it will not make its way back because there has been acceptance. So, just working on your own self, on your self transformation, and letting your area, I would say, the diameter, the radius, the area in which your fragrance can slowly, slowly spread further and further, which is independent of whether the souls around you can get that fragrance or not. Certain souls, I mean to say. Certain other souls are getting means that fragrance is there. Okay. But you continuing to work on yourself and to ensure that your radius is slowly and slowly increasing. But that happening by self awareness, letting go of your attachments with willingness, and that considered to be handled so that there is no need for focusing, like Vijit Bhai said, concentration and determination. That is not an effort at all. That is a sanskar. And even if we inch, time is less. We all know that. But nevertheless, we are combating, I would say. So at least if we are inching every day, even that will start making a difference. If that makes sense to you, Girjaben.
Absolutely.
Good. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, brother. Can you share more on images of support? What is that, brother?
Images of support. What is in this reference to?
So today, Baba said that body is a stage and you are the actor and
Okay,
you are the images of support.
got it, got it. Okay. Would anyone like to answer that?
Means you will be inspiring others also to be on a powerful stage. Your stage will be inspiring others, those around you, those surrounding you will also basically the environment, the ecosystem will also get inspiration from you, your powerful stage, and that will radiate the energy to everyone. So here again, the images of supporters, because there are a lot of souls who are weak, who are helpless, miserable, vulnerable, feeling a lot of pain, a lot of grief is there in those souls. So they're looking for some kind of support from to come out of this kind of vicious cycle. So that's the support Papa is speaking about, and that will that's the determined soul who is in constant awareness, and which Baba says Mahavir soul will be the images, will serve as the images of support to those souls, because the energy will go and charge, recharge those soul batteries, so that those souls can auto ignite and sustain powers. Om Shanti.
So, sister, dear, one of the perspectives is what brother shared, and I'll recreate that part of the Murli where Baba says, this physical world and those physical bodies are your stage. This physical world, that is the world that we are living in, those physical bodies are your stage. The stage and the actor are separate from one another. An actor would never consider himself to be the stage. So when you're remaining in your soul consciousness, you will always relate to everything outside of you. Like where Baba said about that you are a foreigner here. Okay, the same way. The stage is the support, and the actor is the image of support. Who's the actor? We are the actors. And he's the master. Who is the master? The soul is the master. By considering your body to be a stage, you will automatically experience yourself to be an actor. And what is the reason? Baba said, you do not know how to make yourself detached. So you you also, when you have an image of support, is first you shine in your soul consciousness, being a nimit, being an instrument in doing things, not in the body consciousness of you doing things. Like if I say that, oh, I am rendering the Murli, then it is my body consciousness. But the moment I say I am the instrument to render the Murli or to share this Murli, these points, what Baba has Baba has created, then I am the instrument, then I am not in body consciousness. And then I would be an image to support, like how Mumbai said, by my virtues and my values, by my beliefs, by my outlook, by being a demonstration, an example of a soul conscious, by being in soul consciousness, I will be able to support all those weak souls who are around me. That is the perspective that I have got, if that answers your question, sister.
Thank you, brother.
All right, it's 1 minute to 6. So let's not have a commentary. Let's have 1 minute of silence to imbibe all this deep into our souls, to be taken on as a practice from today. So 1 minute of silence. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti. All right, there is one announcement. On 1st of October, that is Sunday, we have a special class on a subject. The topic is going to be Join Spiritual Happiness. It is written in a different manner. It is Joy and Spiritual Happiness, but uh, it's been written as Join. So that's the creative way it is written. So Join Spiritual Happiness. It is by uh, senior brother Tim from Australia. He has agreed to do the session, and it's going to be wonderful listening to Brother Tim, his experiences and his learnings. So we'll be sharing the flyer. Please spread it around, and let's have maximum souls attend this and take benefit out of this session. So we continue this Murli tomorrow, same time, 5 to 6 Indian time. Om Shanti. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Baba.